24th of January, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
Okay, good morning. As Lou mentioned, this is Rabbi Shlomo First year, Yeshiva Tzalman Nafshi, Yerushalayim Kirub Zoom. We're learning Pirkei Avos, the sixth parak, the third brisa. We have a new document we'll be learning today. I'll have to put that on the screen. Shortly it should appear. Okay, there we go. Right. So, as you see, this is the um, sixth parak, and actually it mentions Mishnah Gimel, but as we learned, it's really Bryce's here in the sixth parak. So right, uh, anyway, now the first two paragraphs are basically just a quote of the Bryce itself, and then we're going to go in the third paragraph. We're going to bring in the Derech Chaim, which is the parish of the Maral Miprag on the Mishnah. Okay, on the Bryce, excuse me. Good. Yeah, any volunteers to read?
I volunteer.
Okay, please go ahead if you like.
Halomed Mechavero Perek Echad O Halacha Echad O Pasuk Echad O Dibor Echad Afilu Os Achas Tzarich Le Linhog Bo Kavod Shechein Mitzinu David Melech Israel. Let's try and translate. Let's see. He learns with his friend a pasuk, one pasuk, or one halacha, or I'm sorry, the first thing was not a pasuk, it was a perek, a chapter, or a pasuk, one sentence, or dibor, or one, I guess, one lesson. Even
Like a statement, Debra is like a statement. The statement, yeah. So
like
even if you have
pasuk.
you have a go ahead. You have a pasuk and a dibur.
Okay,
Could be maybe
so
a dibur maybe is a word. I think a dibur would be a word probably.
one single word. Oh, okay. I was thinking like a Devar Torah.
Uh, could be. I'm not sure if that's the way they would necessarily do it here.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway, you get the idea. It's a small amount.
right.
These are all examples of very, very small amounts. Afilu os, even a letter, echad, one letter, tzarich lenaog bo. What's lenaog?
He has to be accustomed with. He has to be accustomed with him.
Accustomed bo with it.
With
Kavod.
no, with him, the one that taught him, the one that taught him any one of these things. He has to be noig with him. He has to be behaving with him towards him. He has to behave towards him.
With honor.
Right.
Shechein mitzinu uh, uh, like that we find with David Hamelech Yisrael Shalo Lamad, that he did not learn Ma'achi Tofel with Achitofel. Ella, he only learned with Achitofel Shnei Devarim, two words, Bilvad, only. Vikaru Rabo, and he called him his rabbi. Afilu u mi yud o what is miudo?
Mudo is like the one who gave him knowledge. It's actually if we want, we can take a look. It's going to be a pasuk. The next line is the pasuk in Tehillim. Let's take a look at the pasuk.
Oh, Shneemar, as it says in Tehillim, Va'ata anosh ke'archi alufei umiyud e. And you, Anosh is a man,
Yeah, that's right.
Ke'archi, what is Ke'archi?
Like 1 second. They they translate that as my companion.
My companion, like my companion. Um,
And it actually, no, actually, the Atta, he said, David, this is David Melech speaking here,
right?
and it says, V'ata, and you, Enosh, you are the person, Erchi, like, there's a Masechta called Erchin, there's such a thing as Erech, the Torah speaks about the mitzvahs of making Erchin is equivalence, things which are equivalent. So Ata Enosh Erki, you are a person who is of my equal, who are equal to me. Right?
1,000 times.
No, Alufe is like a I'm gonna get the targum on this. I don't have a targum here. 1 second. Alufe is I'm not sure.
In general?
Well, no, I thought that aloof wouldn't be proper here in that way. It means something else, obviously. Um, so 1 second. Let me just get the forcing here. Sorry. But so right. So the Mesudis David, Mesudis David says Erchi Miloshin Erech Vishavye. Erech Vishavye of equal value. Of equal value. You are of equal value, right? And Luffy, the Radak says Rabbi Umalamdoi. Rabo Umalamdoi is his Rebbe and his teacher.
Of knowledge.
Umudai and Madai, and the one who informs me, who informs me, who gives me information. Right, but as the Malbim says, "V'hodati loy sodosai," and you gave me the information of its secrets, informed me of its secrets.
right.
The Metzudas David actually says Alufe actually says it's a Sarshali, my leader. So these are all in reference to Afi Teufel, right?
He was the grandfather of Bathsheba.
Uh, not sure. I don't know. It
I
might
think
be.
I learned that in Sanhedrin.
be. It might be worth our looking up the Psukim in Tanakh, which discuss this, but we won't have time for that now.
Mhm.
So we'll see.
Whatever relative position you're in physically, right now, I can hear you very well.
Okay.
So just want
Let's-
to tell you, Doug, whatever you're doing, you're doing good. Usually I can't hear, but right now I can hear both of you very well.
Very good.
Okay, very good. Fine, perfect. Good. I'm good for the happy to know because I know sometimes if I'm actually using a different laptop, so I think it might have a better microphone setup than the other one. So good. Okay. Yeah, we'll maybe try and find a little bit more out about the relationship between Teufel and David Amela.
I think he was Bathsheba's grandfather.
Uh, that means,
Because in Sanhedrin, it speaks about how Bathsheba could have a child at 8 years old. And it shows in 3 generations from Achitophel to her father, and to her. And each one had a child at 8 years old.
Wow. That's pretty amazing.
Previous generation.
That's spelled that way. Yeah, okay, let's continue on.
Okay, the hello, Devarim, Kol, V'chomer, Uma, David, Melech Yisrael, Shalo, Lamad, Me Achitophel, Ella, Shnei, Devarim, Bilvad, Karu, Rabo, Afilu, Afule, Alufe, Umi Yod, U, Halomed, Mechavebro, Perich Echad O, Halacha Echad O, Pasuk Echad O, Dibur Echad, Afilu Os Echad, Al Achat, Kamo, Ukama, I'm sorry, Kama Vakama, Shetzarich, Lenahog Bo Kavod, Ve'ain Kavod Ella Torah. Okay, so let's see if we can translate. That's a long sentence. Yeah, hello, is it not? Things, simple things. I'm sorry, kol v'chomer, a simple kol v'chomer argument with what David HaMelech Yisrael said, that you should not learn that, I'm sorry, that he did not learn with Achitophel Ella. He only learned with Achitophel two things alone. And he called him his rabbi. Um, um, I forgot what
Alufo, like like his master.
his master, his rabbi and his master. uh, and he informed him,
And like, and his, and the one who were the one who gave him knowledge.
and the one who gave him knowledge, uh,
So that's by that's by David the Melech. So this is the beginning of the Kol V'chomer. With if David the Melech, who was the king, and the king doesn't really have to honor anybody, but in spite of the fact that David the Melech was the king, and he only learned two things from Achitophel, nevertheless, he gave him honor. So therefore, Haloi made Mechavero. Therefore, we're going to now make the Kol V'chomer. We're going to spring from that point to a normal person. What's the normal situation between people? How do we base our behavior based on what David and Melech did?
so one who learns with his friend a single sentence or a single halacha or uh, a single chapter or um, a single word, even a single letter, um, is it not logical? Is it not logical that he needs to behave with him honorably and not and only honor the Torah? Shneimar, as it says, Kavod Hachamim Yin Chalu Sham Mishlei. See over there in Mishlei. So
Right.
and it says the honor
So
of a chacham is in his behavior.
Again, the Kol V'chomer is based on David HaMelech. If David HaMelech, who's the king, and he gave honor to Achitophel, even though he only learned two things from him. So a common person, Alomed Mechavero, so a common person who learns from his friend, even one parak or a halacha or a pasuk or a dibur or even oisechas halachas kama v'kama, sorach learn to recover. Even so much more so, a common person has to treat his friend who teaches him something, the slightest thing from even one letter. He has to be accustomed to behave with him with honor, respect. And now we go into another point. Ain't covered el Torah. Covered is the only real covered, the only real honor that a person can really aspire to attain and to actually achieve is only the honor which is given through Torah. As it says in the pasuk, covered chachamim yinchalu. Honor, the honor of the sages is an inheritance.
Is an inheritance.
And actually, tell you the truth, yinchalu, it shall be inherited. And I think it's better that way. Yinchalu, it shall be inherited. So covered, honor, the sages will inherit honor, respect.
That seems weird. I was thought it would say that they get covered because they learn Torah. Inheritance, to me, that implies he's not getting the honor because of anything he's doing. He's getting it because it was bequeathed to him.
No, I think he's trying again. He says the point is being made over here is Ein Kavod El Torah, that the only true and lasting and truthful covet is through Torah, is that of Torah. And how do we see that? Because of the pasuk covet chachamim chalu, meaning as we learned in the previous document, like something which is an inheritance comes to a person um, uh, automatically, and it's something which can't be taken away from him. Right. So this, I think the citing of this pasuk by this brisa is showing that the covet which a person receives through his having and learning Torah is something which is of truth and of essence and of permanence, and that's why it's used with this expression in chalu, that it's inherited. Something which you inherited, as we learned in the previous document, is not going to be able to be taken away from a person. And actually, we're this is the beginning of there's actually another pasuk which you have to now learn. Actually, two more psukim, which will eventually prove the point.
All right,
Take a look at the next two.
I have a question, but let's read them first. Utamimi yinchalu tov ve'ein tov ella Torah. Shene Amar. Let's translate that first. And tamimim is the inner essence.
Well, no, tamim, like we say, Torah Hashem tamima, right? Like it connotates perfection.
Okay, so the perfect inheritance.
Well, actually, meaning those who are perfect, in Chalu Tov, those who are perfect are bequeathed, they inherit Tov.
And there is no Tov except for Torah.
Yeah, well, actually, I mean, that's what the words mean. Translated, ain't Tov el Torah. There's nothing Tov except Torah. That, I mean, there's a certain way of understanding it that way, but when Chazal uses this expression, the way I understand it is it's a type of expression, ain't this ella that, right? Ain't Tov ella Torah, right? So, or ain't covered ella Torah. So it means that Torah is equivalent to that which is good, and Torah is equivalent to, or is it synonymous? Actually, the better word is it's just synonymous. Torah is synonymous with Torah. Or let's put it this way: Tov is synonymous with Torah, and covet is synonymous with Torah.
Okay, Shne'emar, as it says in Mishlei, Ki lekach tov nasati lachem torasi al ta'azavu. Because an acquisition of good I have given to them, to you, my Torah do not forsake. Okay, so my question is back on the first pasuk, kavod mechamim
Kavod chachamim, kavod chachamim yitchalu.
Chachamim, kavod chachamim yinchalu. So, I think I understand that it's saying that the only kind of kavod that you can get that's going to be permanent is the kavod of learning Torah. But there's another implication here also, which is that a chacham is learning Torah, he's getting this inheritance that comes from his association with the Torah, and it's permanent. And so my question is, what if he goes off the derech? What if he becomes an apikoros? I would think in that case, he would lose the covet.
Yeah, I mean that's let's say a person inherits a mansion. So if he burns it down, he can burn it down also. I mean that's right. No, I don't think that's correct.
Okay, so it's saying it has the ability to be permanent, but the person has to be appropriate for that.
Right, and as a matter of fact, what we learned, if I remember from what we learned in our yesterday's shir, it's involving the permanence of the Torah is that a person's going to be learning. He's going to be learning Tadi. He's going to be learning constantly. That the mida keneged mida. If a person's learning Torah constantly, so therefore he's gonna receive the benefits of the those things which are inherited by learning Torah on a constant basis. That if you still, I'll point it out to you. Maybe if you want, if you still have yesterday's document that we finished up yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. Yeah. I think it was actually the very last paragraph in Yud Aleph. If you want to take a look at it, we could review it if you want to read it. I mean, just to reinforce this point. Maybe I'll let if you see, you can follow along. I don't know. Can I put it on the screen? Let's see. I still have it. I don't know. Not sure if I still have it. I'm not able to put it on the screen exactly. But I'll read it to
have
you.
it.
Yeah. Okay, so again, if it says there at the end, it says Misha Osipatory Tadir Harizemis Allah. Right? A person who's involved with learning Torah Tadir on a constant basis, Harizeh Yasala. This is also a quote from our previous second part of the Brisa. He's going to be elevated. Shenemar mematana nakliu and nakliu bamos. Near alpi amivur b'shas. It's a Megillah in the Gemara Megillah that Kadosh Baruch Hu pasuk gedula la'adam pasuk lebanav u'banei banav ad sof kol hador. When a person is being chosen for greatness by Kadosh Baruch Hu, that greatness which is being bestowed upon him is not only for him, but also for his children, his children's children, ad sof kol dos, forever and ever until all generations. Avahari gedula ve'ului niskayim tamid. That greatness and ennoblement is constantly existing. And so what gives it this constant existence to his elevation and his nobility? Because this is because of the person who is learning Torah continually on a constant basis. He's makabel skar mida keneged mida. He gets his reward mida keneged mida, share in the proper share according to what he's doing. That's what he's going to get. The ilui hu gedola sheina posekis, and the ilui the elevation, the nobility which he achieves is not going to cease. Kamosh Toroso Ena Posekis, just like his Torah doesn't cease, likewise his greatness will not cease. So just like the Torah Ena Posekis Mepiv, it doesn't stop from his mouth. Likewise, the greatness and the fame and the renown and the nobility which he achieves and his elevation which he achieves will not cease also because it's a reward midi keneged mida to what he's doing since he's learning Torah constantly. So his reward is going to be constant as well. Okay. Yeah, that's just showing you that it's something which is not going to leave him. And that we can relate to what this pasuk is doing and teaching us here now as well. Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, so with this, let's now start the third paragraph. Der Chaim, that's the Maharal of Prague, his commentary on Pierke Avos here in the sixth paragraph.
Okay, V'od yesh lifaresh ma she'amar o halacha echad o peri echad o pasuk echad o dibur echad o afilu os echad hu mecheach savra
Oh, Mikoya.
mikoach savra de nafshe. So furthermore, there is to explain what that which was said, one halacha, one chapter, one sentence, one word, one letter. It is from his strength that he thinks of the explanation.
Well, okay, Mikoya means he's setting. Let's start out with this with a little bit of preface. There's a question here that okay, we can understand if a person teaches a person a chapter, right? A halacha, a parak, even a pasuk we could probably understand, but just one word or one letter, right? So it's hard to understand how just being taught one letter, one word is going to require that a person gives respect to the person who taught him, even just one word, even just one letter. What's the logic behind it? So the logic behind it is mikoyach svor de nafshe. It's stemming from a concept which is self-evident. Svora de nafshe is like a self-evident concept.
Ah. Okay, and that is shebetorah ein cheluk
Chiluk, ein chiluk.
chiluk bein perek levein halacha. Have a good day, Kitty. O pasuk o dibur o os echad the sof Torah he the ain lachlak
Lechalik, ein lechalik.
lechalik. okay, so that with the Torah, there is not chiluk is a portion.
Well, there's no distinction. Here it means distinction. A chelik is a portion. Here it's a distinction.
There's no distinction between a chapter, a law, a sentence, a word, even a letter. That at the end of the day, Torah is not what is this word lechalak?
It ultimately, so the sof Torah, ultimately it is Torah, the ain l'chalak, and there is no fragmentation. There's no fragmentation in Torah. You cannot fragment Torah.
You can't fragment Torah. So if you take a little piece of it, what, you get the whole thing?
Yeah, right. Like I'm not sure. I think they have certain types of holograms that if you take a part of the hologram, you can see the whole hologram in the part. No?
I don't know. I've never heard of that particularly. I'm not really knowledgeable about holograms, but I'm incredulous about this because, I go to a rabbi. I actually did this when I was about 30 years old. I enrolled in a Hebrew class, and the first thing the rabbi did was he taught us the letters. So
Right.
what I'm getting from this is, if the first class was a very short class, all he said is, okay, he drew an aleph on the board and he said, now this is an aleph and it's pronounced ah. And I say, ah. He says, very good, you got it. All right, that's the end of class for today. So I don't think I really got too much. I mean, it's a good start, but to say all this stuff that we're saying about, getting all this perfection and it lasted forever, so and so forth. I don't think you can get that from learning one letter.
What's that? I didn't follow the last thing. What again? All that you said about getting him. What did you say? The last
I'm saying
statement?
that one letter that I learned, it's not giving me any kind of an insight into the whole Torah. It's just a one tiny little piece of information that if I follow up the next day and the next day and so on and so forth, then it becomes part of a great thing. But by itself, if I didn't come back the next day, then I got nothing.
No, not true. Not true. The Rambam says in his Hakdama to the Chumash, he says each one of the words of the Torah are shames of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Every single word in the Torah is a shame of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Right? The Vilna Gaon said in the word Bereshis, the word Bereshis contains everything in that word of Bereshis. Everything's contained in that word. So, so it's true from a strictly mundane approach. So you learn one letter, but what does that really give you? Okay, but if you understand that letter, the letters of the alphabet, Kadosh Baruch Hu used those words to create the to create the universe. Those letters were used to create the universe. That's one of the reasons why, if I'm not mistaken, why when we say vidui, we go in alphabetical order. Hashamnu, Begadnu, go according to the alphabetical order, because we're supposed to remind ourselves that the letters of the alphabet were instrumental in creating the universe, and the sins that we do are instrumental in the Hasashon destroying it. So the Vilna Gaon also said, he said, of all the people who taught him Torah, the only one that he could really trust was the one who taught him Aleph Beis, because there was nothing he could argue about with that. All the other people that taught him various different aspects of Torah, there he could possibly argue with what they were teaching. He couldn't argue with the one who was teaching him Aleph Beis. In any event, we'll see. He's going to go and he's going to expand on this point, right? The Aleph of the alphabet and the base of the alphabet and all the other letters of the alphabet, those are the building blocks by which HaKadosh Baruch Hu used to create the whole of the universe of existence that we live within. And therefore those things contain many more things than we can really on the surface try and understand. But we'll pick that up maybe tomorrow. We'll start this paragraph again tomorrow, and hopefully if there's any more questions, you'll let me know.
Okay, thank you,
Very
Rabbi.
good.
Okay, very good. So let's take a
Yes,
short
sure.
break, and we'll be continuing on with the Mishnah Berurah here shortly.
I'm gonna call